Good evening. Welcome back to ZK1 Plays. I'm so glad that you joined me tonight. Tonight we're going to give you just a very brief breakdown of how to shiny hunt in the simplest terms here in Pokemon Legends ZA. I've cracked the code through research and through some experimentation of my own. We're going to get some shinies on screen for you, but I hope that this video is helpful. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Helps me grow a lot as a small channel. We're really trying to push 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so help me get there. And yeah, let's get right into this shiny hunting guide right now. Okay, for the uninitiated, shiny hunting is where you have an opportunity every time you encounter a Pokemon for their coloration to be slightly different. I know that most of us know this, but for instance, typically one of the goat Pokemon, Go-Goat or Skiddo, looks like this color right here. But as I shiny hunted for one, I was able to find one of this color right here. And the chances are about 1 in 4,000, so super low. But we can get those down to 1 in 1,000 or so in this video, and I'll teach you how. So, all of that being said, there's only one true way to increase your shiny odds, again, getting down to 1 in 1,000. And that's by doing all of Mabel's research. So, you can see I just unlocked Rock Slide, which is awesome. But in order to get the actual shiny charm, which is going to increase your shiny odds, you've got to complete all of these challenges all the way to level 50. Now, I heard someone talking about it the other day, and that basically includes completing all of these tasks, every single task, which you can see I've already got a lot of them filled out myself. But this one right here, evolving via link trade, you got to get 3 of those. There's another one, I think, just having to do with doing battles right here, winning Pokemon battles. You see I'm at 59. I think you have to be at 1,000 in order to get the final chapter of winning Pokemon battles. So it's a big grind, but if you do it, you're going to get that shiny charm, which is going to make shiny hunting even way easier in this game. But here's how it works. Basically, in order to get the most number of encounters possible, we need a quick way to despawn Pokemon and respawn them in very quickly where we can check them. So there's a couple things that help us out in this game. First off, anytime you go to a loading screen, not a pause screen, but a loading screen, say if I were to fast travel here to number 8. Right there, that loading screen respawned all of the Pokemon in this area. And if there was a shiny, it's already spawned in, and it's going to be waiting for me to discover. Now, obviously, I can't really tell all of that from right now. Why? Because I can only see a handful of Pokemon, right? I can only see this Numel right there. And if I look closely, like right around this corner, there's some Fletchinder on that rooftop. Up there, there's a Panpour or a Panseer. You can see what I'm saying is there's not a whole lot you can see right here from eye vision. But everything within about 50 meters or so is what we think is already spawned in, and it's already shiny or not shiny. So one thing you can do wherever you fast travel to is you can lay down a pin and determine what's within 50 meters of this area. So see right here, I can walk away, it'll tell me 10, 11, 12. Once you get to 50 units away, that's about as far as you can spawn things in with that fast travel point. But again, I just saw there's a lot of things not shiny. I would just fast travel back. Boom. Your things have reset. Okay, so this is basically going to be the method for all kinds of shiny hunting here. But there's 3 ways to kind of really use this or clock this to make it simple and effective. But first I have to let you know about one shiny mechanic in this game that is not present in any other game that we've ever seen. So the one shiny mechanic that makes this game so easy to shiny hunt at times is this. If I were to continue to respawn Pokemon in this area over and over, boom, 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 respawn, 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 if I were to discover a shiny, it will save it on the map. In other words, if I were to respawn again, and there's a shiny on the map right now, when I respawn right here, all these things are new. See, right here's another Numel. If there was a shiny out here in this field somewhere, then I would not have to worry about it because it would be safe even through reloading the field. Why is that? Well, I think the game wanted to make it a little bit easier to discover shinies. And I mean, it's very effective because it keeps you from accidentally missing a shiny Pokemon. So there could be one in that field, right? And so I think you're trying to, maybe you're starting to get, I think you're starting to pick up on what I'm putting down here. Basically, if we reset a single spawn location over and over and over and over and over, we're going to be able to spawn in shiny Pokemon and have them stick on the map. Some people have been able to do this up to getting like 10 shiny Pokemon on the map at the same time, where you start walking around and you're just going to see a bunch of shinies. Now, why is that? Because again, up to like 10 or 12, something like that Pokemon, that is how many shinies it will save on the ground as you're respawning them. Now, you're going to get more familiar with all this. I know it seems kind of like big up high in the sky right now, but you're going to get familiar with this and understand how it works. But for now, what I'm going to do is teach you 3 methods, okay? One is one that we're not going to like really show on screen today, but it's pretty simple. All you need to do is find a spawn area of a Pokemon that you like or that you want. Like for instance, up here on top of this building, there's one of the monkey Pokemon. I think Pansear is on top of this building. Right over there are those Fletchinder on top of that little newsstand, right? So what you could do is, if you could see those Pokemon from here, you would just reset using this bench. Kill some time here. And if you kill time till nightfall, again, pops you into a loading screen. This loading screen right here is enough to kill the respawn, make them all respawn. Now, this is the slowest of the 3 methods because using these benches, you can see it plays a little cutscene every single time, all right? So we don't want to do that. I'm not going to be using that method this time. But if you get in a bind where there's no other method available, that might be the best option for you. Because the benches sometimes are a little more local than these travel gates, okay? Okay, option 2, which I'm going to show you an example of later, would be a door reset. Coming in and out of a restaurant, going in and out of a tower, coming in and out of a, whatever. Doing that is going to send you to a loading screen and respawn all the Pokemon. That is the quickest way to shiny hunt. But those are very limited opportunities because there's not doors everywhere, okay? So what I'm going to start with today is the most common method here. What that's going to be is fast traveling to the same point on the map over and over and over until you're able to spawn in a shiny Pokemon, all right? So let's get started, but before we do, I'm going to turn on my Switch sound and we'll get going. All right, I hope you just saw that on the top right of the screen. It said basically surveying wild areas. You can tell if you've done this correctly by looking at the map. What I did is I turned this 8 into a gold crown area, meaning that I've discovered all of these Pokemon in the zone. All that this does is unlock extra alpha spawns and basically gives you more random spawns to be able to get shiny. And so we're going to continue to try to do this for any wild area that we're going to shiny hunt on. So now that I have it set up, I've got the gold crown on it. I've got it like I want it. You can still shiny hunt without it. Just with the gold crown, you're going to have more opportunities to get alpha Pokemon. All right, so here we go. We're going to click on the fast travel. And what I'm going to do is literally, I'm going to give you a time lapse here. I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes. And I'm just going to keep fast traveling to this place over and over and over. And then at the end of 15 minutes, I'll stop the timer and we'll look together and see what kind of Pokemon we were able to find. All right, I just got to, I'm looking at my clock, maybe 8 minutes. I'm not even quite to 10. And there's a shiny right in front of me. All I was doing was pressing your plus button, hitting the map and hitting the 8, okay? Now for research purposes, I'm going to show you exactly how this works. So got the shiny new mail right there on screen. So we're going to pause. We're going to save to make sure that we don't lose it, right? And then what we're going to do, just to prove my point, I'm going to reload by going back to the map. Watch this. Ta-da! He's still there. This one over here is changed into an alpha, but the one in front of me is still a shiny new mail. Now, if I were to keep resetting up until the 15-minute mark, that one is still going to be shiny the entire time. It's just going to give me more chances for other shinies, all right? So let's go ahead and go catch that one. And then after we do, what we're going to do is we're going to go looking around this area and just see if there's any more shinies that have spawned in, okay? So come with me. There it is. You got the little shiny jingle. That's another thing to note is the shiny jingle in this game does not play until you're in the area of the Pokemon. It's not going to play when you're like a long distance off. Okay, there we go. Shiny Numel. Not bad. Now what I'm going to do is run around and try to spawn some of these in, make sure that we don't have any more shinies. The Machops look clean. That shiny's not that alpha's not a shiny. Yeah, I mean, we got one solid shiny in 8 minutes. That's pretty good, I would say. And you can probably get a lot more than that if you were to like take an hour-long show or a 30-minute-long show, just reset over and over the entire time, then you're going to be really spawning in some shiny Pokemon. So let's move on to method number 2, which is the door method. All right. So first, what we're going to do is the place that I know this works is Wild Area 3. But you can do it anywhere that you find a place that it'll work. So let's go here to Wild Area 3. Okay, now it's important, and I forgot to mention this earlier, it's important that you do not knock any Pokemon out because they may not respawn very quickly. And so you want to leave as many Pokemon on the map as possible. Check and make sure you have no shinies, although it doesn't really matter because they'll stick around if you do. Okay. Ooh, there's an Alpha Esper. No shinies. So I'm going to run past this Litleo and go upstairs, okay? Here we go. Now, this is called a door reset, and all you have to do is hold the down button and go back and forth, upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. So this is where people have been getting into, you know, rubber banding their Pro Controller to where it's going to hold that stick down, so it'll just reset automatically. And you could leave this going for 2 hours. You could leave it going for 3 hours, however long you want. I've heard of people leaving it going for like an 8-hour shift of work and getting back and having the full 10 shinies somewhere on the map. But you can see here, all I'm doing is holding down on the stick, and it's just automatically resetting these spawns. This is a good chance, too, while we're sitting here waiting for a minute, to explain why this works, okay? So basically, every spawn within 50 meters of me is being reset every time I go through this door. Every time those spawns are reset, it's checking for shininess. If there's a shiny, it saves it on the map for me to come and discover later. And so the way that this works is, like, say there's 25 or 30 spawns. Well, right now, I'm, encountering those 30 spawns about twice per 10 seconds, maybe even more than that, 4 times per 10 seconds. So, if that's 30 spawns and you're doing that 60 times 6, about 360 spawns a minute, that makes it where you're able to discover over 4,000 Pokemon in like 10 minutes, 10, 12, 13, 14 minutes. So being able to discover 4,000 in 10 minutes, it's going to net you a shiny within around that amount. Obviously, it could be shorter, it could be longer. And so that's why this method is so much quicker, is because you're, pretty much experiencing like 30 spawns at a time. And with a door reset method like this, you're able to do it very quickly. So what I'm going to do is actually I've got a chore I've got to run to. So I'm going to actually rubber band my controller and put it on a time lapse here so you guys can see. This time I'm going to set it again for 15 minutes. And when I come back, we'll check around and see if we have any shiny Pokemon using the door reset method.
It speaks to a primal pit in our brains. It makes anyone want to get up and get their knees going. Gotta get them pumping, pumping, pumping. Boom, 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 boom.
You may have seen my kitty cat, Mr. Bennett, somewhere in there. He was messing around my desk. But yes, I'm back, and it's been a little bit less than 15 minutes, but really close. And I'll let you know, about halfway through the 15 minutes, I started hearing the shiny jingle from the other room. So I think we have one. We're going to look around and see what else we can find. Let's get into it together, see what we got here. So in all the resetting we've done, let's recall my Pokemon. Let's go upstairs and check first. Okay, not Fletchender. Oh, I see a shiny Skiddo down there. Let's see what else I see. I'm not sure about that Esper. Oh, there's a shiny Litleo as well. Wow. So 2 shinies on the map at the same time at least. Maybe more than that. Okay, wow, look at this. Right away. Right in the doorway. Shiny Litleo right there. Is there another one over here? Yeah, there sure is. Look at this. You can't make this up, guys. I heard another pop. Where's the other one at? Yeah, you can't make this up. I mean, this is crazy how good this shiny hunting method is. So easy to find stuff, right? Okay, let's look over here. Are either of these shiny? Because I definitely heard another shiny, jingle play. We'll come back and check in a second. Let's go this way. That Skiddo's not. There's another Skiddo over here, though. Nice. Not bad. Okay, well let's review some of my shinies here, and I'll let you know. All right, there we go. Shiny Skiddo, shiny Litleo, another shiny Litleo, and a shiny Numel. All of these found back to back, and you saw them on screen here. And I'm telling you, this is such an easy and pretty fun method as well, because you do have some strategy in it in terms of like where you're going to spawn these things in. So best of luck to you. My advice would be to work on completing your wild zones. Once you find one that has some Pokemon you like in it, like I was trying over here earlier, the Wild Zone 8, then just start shiny resetting by fast traveling there over and over again while you're watching a movie or something. Then go through and check the spawns, and you're almost guaranteed to find some shiny Pokemon. Some people are going to think this is way too easy, that it's like broken or not fun. I'm having fun with it so far, so please feel free to let me know in the comments below what you think about it. I think it's going to be really, really, really a good time. And I think for those of us that are shiny hunters, it's a great change up because this is such a different method than we've ever had. And being able to save your shiny Pokemon on the map is really cool. So best of luck. And if you have any more pointed questions about these methods or how they work, feel free to drop a comment below. There will be, I'm sure, much more conversation about shiny hunting and specific Pokemon that we're going to be looking for and how to shiny hunt them coming up soon. But for all things Pokemon, keep it tuned right here to Ziggy1 Plays. We'll be back with more gaming content shortly. Peace out.